Very good. Okay. All right. Well, look, we've got a few cameras turned off. Maybe that's how you come into the room. I don't know. When we set these Zoom meetings up, obviously you can alter the settings and people can come in with their cameras on or their microphones off or whatever. But it would be brilliant if you turned your cameras on. Obviously, it's not compulsory, but it is legal and we appreciate it. And if you take your cursor down to the bottom left-hand corner of the Zoom window, you'll find a little start video button down there. And it's great to see your faces and thank you very much for coming along. And so all you folks, you've signed up to this one-time $37 payment. It's called the Modern Wealthy Program. And if you've been dipping in to the training, you've been having a kind of a cut down experience of the full membership package. Okay, and we'll look at that today as well and show you what you can access and get into to actually be taken through the steps and have the expert support and get all the tools, etc., that you need to actually develop your business, to build out the systems and to launch. Okay, but Modern Wealthy is something that we go through early on if we're curious and want to know more about the nature of online business and the opportunity that there is online these days. And I was rereading Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I just want to talk for a couple of minutes about what this Modern Wealthy idea is all about. Okay, so in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I think it sold more than 32 million copies worldwide. It was written about 20 years ago by an author named Robert Kiyosaki, and it is the seminal personal finance book for the layman. Okay, so Robert Kiyosaki introduces us to ideas like assets versus liabilities, cash flow, and he talks about the time for money work. He illustrates in that book a concept he calls the cash flow quadrant, and so we've got 4 squares, and on the left-hand side of the vertical line that separates the 2 halves, we've got employee and self-employed. Okay, now both of these people, they trade or exchange or sell or rent their time for an income. Okay, and the self-employed person might be able to earn more, charge more for his or her time, but they're still limited to the amount of income that they can generate, because if they go on holiday, they're not earning. If they fall ill, they're not earning. Okay, so these are time for money work that these people are doing, and in order for us to free ourselves and start working with our minds instead of our time, what we have to do is we have to move over to the other side of this vertical line, where we've got business owner and investor. So we'll talk very quickly about investor, because this isn't going to be most of us. All right, realistically, this is the likes of Warren Buffett, who has so much money that he's controlling now that he's able to generate capital growth and dividend income from these investments, which pay him handsomely without him lifting a finger. All right, so that's great, passive income, but are we realistically going to ever be able to achieve that? Probably not. So for regular people like you and me, the way forward is to become a business owner for many, many, many different reasons, not least the amount of tax that you'll pay. This is another whole subject, okay? But as an employee or a sole trader, you get a tax allowance and then you pay 20%, and then you pay 40%, and then you pay 45%. And when you get up to over 100,000 in income, your personal allowance is taken away from you in increments, right? So the employee and the self-employed pay the very most tax of all. Okay, but when you move to become a business owner, all of a sudden the tax drops down to 19%. Okay, and it's only once you exceed 100,000 in income that you pay 25%. So you're immediately hugely better off. Okay, and why is it this way? Well, perhaps it's because the political classes have their fingers in lots of business pies and they're looking after themselves. Okay. But a business, more importantly, gives us something called leverage. Okay. When we're a business owner, we can have tools or we can have automation systems or people working for us. Okay. We're not going to be employees. Mike and Mitch and myself, we've all got automated systems running online that we run ads, people click on those ads, they submit their name and email address in exchange for some videos. You've all done this, so you know that this works, okay? And then an automated sequence of emails comes out to you to communicate with you and to kind of warm you up, if you like. And some people automatically become clients without us needing to do any, without us needing to show up, if you like. Okay, so the Modern Wealthy program that you've bought into is going to kind of expand on this concept of you being able to start your own little online business. Okay, and this is the way that you can free up your time, and it's the way that you can, but because you can automate the sales process using these systems online. And this is how ultimately this is how you set yourself free, and it's also how you can determine how much money you earn as well. I think Mike may want to talk a little bit about that when he says a few words. But I'm going to pass over to Mike and Mitch for them to introduce themselves. But you're in the right place. All right, we're going to open this call up to questions after we've just shown you around the dashboard and show you the Modern Wealthy program, what you really need to be dipping into and consuming, and then we'll have a look at LaunchPad and how you can realistically take the steps to start your business idea. Okay, so Mike, would you like to go next? Just introduce yourself, great. Please. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, John. Thanks for that introduction. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike Jakes. I joined this community, this training platform, about 5 years ago. I spent 30 years as a senior sales executive in the software industry, so very well paid, wining, dining, flying around the world, meeting with banks and telcos, and wonderful life. If you saw me from the outside, you'd think I was the jet set kid, not so much kid, but middle-aged. And but inside I was dying. I was absolutely miserable. I was actually clinically depressed, and the wheels were falling off my bus. Too much stress, too much work. I was losing my family, I was losing my house, I was losing everything, because all I'd done all my life was chase money, and work to get that money, thinking it was going to buy me some sort of happiness, when at the end of the day I lost the lot and ended up with about 150 grand worth of debt. So I was in big negative territory. And whilst there, in a very dark place, one day I saw this ad pop up on YouTube. I think I was in bed, sick, ill, bored, watching YouTube. Ad pops up, young software sales guy like me, half my age. He'd quit his job. He was flying around the world with a backpack and a laptop, and he was earning more money than me. And I just got fired. So just the cherry on the cake, got sacked as well. So I had a load of time on my hands. I had a little bit of money left. And I had this yearning that I want to do something else. I could easily just update my CV, go and get another six-figure salary and a multi-six-figure commission package, and start flying around the world again, repeating my mistake. But I just had this feeling enough was enough. I had to find something different. I had all these crazy ideas. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to learn how to code. I'm going to all these stupid ideas that came to me. But I was just desperate to find something different than just go do it again. And anyway, this advert popped up. This young software sales guy. I could see he was earning an absolute fortune, and it intrigued me. So I clicked, as you guys did. I went through some introductory training, as you guys are doing now, which I heard Stuart for the first time explain the mass of opportunity that's available online, all of the different business models that's available, and the world was my oyster. All I had to do was put in a bit of upfront effort, commit to this path, and it could change my life. And it did. I went on from the introductory training to the full-blown training, which is the stage we'll touch on in a minute, where you actually start to get a domain name, build a website, decide what type of business model you're gonna build, and then get walked through, with the community, with Stuart, step by step, and build your first online income. And yeah, I just embraced this opportunity. The fear of going and doing what I was doing and dying through stress far outweighed the fear, and I was quite scared of doing this unknown online thing, because I wasn't technical, I was middle-aged, I'd never succeeded in anything like this before, and it was quite scary, quite daunting. But yeah, I was driven forward. I've been doing this for 5 years now. I've got multiple online businesses. This was one of my first. This is still my favorite, because I get to meet people from all around the world, all different backgrounds. I get to inspire people. I get to help people when I can. And it's just a wonderful community. And it's a life-changing training program if you embrace it, if you take it seriously, if you commit and put in the work. End of rant, I think. That's me. Mitch, over to Mitch. He's that way. Yeah, that way. I've got it right.
So same but different. I was working in London. We're based in London, but flying up and down Africa, setting up a fiber optic cable company. And that just grew and grew. And as it got bigger, my importance in the company got less and less. New people came in, and it just became uninspiring. So I thought I had the answer. So my wife and I sold our house in London, took the money, came out here to the Alentejo in Portugal, and we bought a guest house, and we set up a little cafe restaurant as well. Mostly because we didn't know what we were doing. Because anybody with a brain would never start a guest house and a cafe restaurant at the same time with no experience. But we got stuck in, and it started to work, but it was so much harder than I'd imagined. We're getting up at about 6:30 every morning, and I was doing proper work. I wasn't flying around business class anywhere like Mike. I was cleaning bedrooms and toilets, and then I was going down and making pizzas and pizza baters, preparing lunch, serving guests. And that just went on, and we knocked off most evenings about 9:30, quite tired, and just go to bed. And it doesn't earn you a lot of money running a guest house and a cafe restaurant. But we thought, okay, that's fine, because we work for ourselves and we're out in the Alentejo countryside. And then along came our gentle friend, Mr. COVID. And that forced me to stop and think, because, of course, the cafe shop stopped first, and then the guest house stopped as well. And so Vicky and I had time to think. And then what happened is we spent our time trying to learn how to fix the olive grove, mending fences, going for walks. Obviously, we thought this is actually quite a nice way to live. We're not working, and we're wandering around the guest house and around the olive grove and everything. But that's when I realized what John was saying. If you can find a way that you can earn money without spending your time, then you're onto something. And then a gentleman who you can see in front of you today called Mike Jakes popped up on my YouTube. I was trying to watch something interesting, but he came along. And I watched the video, and I thought, okay, I'll give this a go. So I jumped on, did the basic training, and then joined LaunchPad and built a site as an affiliate. It took me about just over 3 months, I think nearly 4 months, before I got everything going. Still can't turn my phone off on calls. Got everything going. And then I said to Vicky, this is quite smart. I'm going to take everything I've learned from doing this affiliate marketing and rebuild the website for our guest house. So I did that. And it works in the same way as the experience you would have been through. So people go on to YouTube or Google or Facebook, and they see me and Vicky, or they see an ad about coming to the Alentejo. They click on it. We show them a video about the wineries, the things to do, the restaurants, and then they go into our website and they book. And the bookings went through the roof, so much so that we could shut the cafe completely. We just ran on the guest house, which was fantastic. And then I started doing that for a couple of our friends nearby who got guest houses as well. And then Vicky came up with the idea that said, why don't you turn this into an online course. So we've done that. It's a course called Get Seen, Get Booked. And it teaches people who've got guest houses how they can get more guests to stay longer and to book direct. And that started working as well. So suddenly it took about a year and a half. Suddenly we had 3 websites, each earning us some money. And that's made such a difference to us, because now the pressure's gone off the guest house. We shut this year gone by for the first time, November, December, January. We just closed absolutely. Vicky went home to Scotland to visit her mum. We went for walks. We visited other towns. It's just fantastic. And hopefully, end of the year, after the guest house season, we're going to go back into LaunchPad, and Vicky and I are going to try and build something together, something that we both do. And I'm hoping by the time I'm 65, which is in 2 and a bit years' time, I'll have 4 websites ticking over, earning me money, and we can stop the guest house absolutely and just enjoy our retirement, which was something I never imagined I would have 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And that's my story, really. So what we'll do is I'm going to hand back to John, and he's going to show you through LaunchPad and how it works and what there is. Mike will probably butt in, because that's what he does. And then we'll take any questions. So on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see a little place, a chat box thing. Just type your question in there. And as soon as John's finished chatting, we'll go through the questions and answer any questions that anyone's got.
Yeah, and if you haven't got a question, I'm going to make a little request, because I was just thinking while Mitch was speaking, Mike and Mitch and myself, we all came in to reskill for completely different reasons. Right? I was breathing sawdust, very fine sawdust, which is carcinogenic, and it's ruined my respiratory system, and I really wanted to change. And, you know, Mitch had his business taken away by COVID, and Mike got himself fired, but he was doing, you know, soul crushing work anyway. So he wanted to change. You know, we've all come here for different reasons. And I was just thinking that all of you people on the screen right now are probably here looking to solve a problem of some description. And if you don't mind, it would be, I think it would be a lovely thing if you just type something in chat and, you know, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? Because even if you haven't got a question, then we can address some of those concerns, I think, after the little presentation. Because this idea of, so there was a book written back in the 2000s called The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss, okay? And he's coined a phrase in there, he calls it lifestyle design. If you can imagine that you've got your income sorted out in the background of your life and it's just flowing, right? This is the point at which you're not just free to travel or pursue your pet. You can redesign your entire life. Okay, that's what this is all about. I've actually come to another country since I've learned this skill, and I'm setting myself up with a lifestyle that I want to enjoy until I'm dead and gone. Okay, this is what's possible with this skill. So people are here, no doubt, because they want to earn more money. Maybe they want to replace their income. Maybe they want to do meaningful work. Okay, maybe you don't want to have to penny pinch for the rest of your life. You know, that was the place I was in as well. You know, the state pension's not enough. So yeah, if you want to type something in the chat, that'd be really good. You know, the reason why you're here, why do you want to learn this skill? Okay, please. Yeah, thank you. So look, let's have a look at the screen. Let's have a look at my computer screen. And so if you've been dipping into Modern Wealthy, you're familiar with this dashboard. And I mean, we can fly through Modern Wealthy, because just to make sure that, you know, you're doing what is suggested. If we go into the videos, obviously you're gonna experience the way that Stuart delivers the training, and these lessons more or less relate to the modules that we're going to look at in LaunchPad that are broken down into 10 lessons each. So these 6 or 7 videos break down into 60 practical lessons in LaunchPad, where you'll be guided to do the work to set your business up. Okay. There's a copy of the ebook here, which is good bedtime reading. All right. That's written by Stuart. And well, where are we going? Where's the rest of the dashboard gone, Mitch? It's all changed again. So there used to be a Facebook group and some other stuff down there, didn't there? Modern Wealthy. Here we go. Right, here we are. Yeah, so you have access to one of the live training calls as well as a Modern Wealthy member, and this call happens every Tuesday. So you'll have an opportunity this coming Tuesday, and if you click here, this should take you to the registration page where you'll just be asked to drop in your name and email address, and you'll be emailed the Zoom link. Okay, and you can attend that call live. And if you can't make it live, as long as you've registered, you should receive a recording of it. Okay, this is really important. The new member orientation call, you'll start to get a feel for the community aspects of this program. Okay, we're a global community. I think there are more than 7,000 active students and business owners at the moment from all continents. And I think one of the reasons why Mitch and Mike and myself remain here in this community is because of the community, because of the people that we're able to collaborate with and learn from and just hang out with from time to time. So the community was something I didn't see coming. I'm a kind of lone wolf character, and when I came into the training program, I just thought I could do everything on my own. But I'm not sure that's actually realistic. There are going to be moments where you're going to need to ask for help, where you're going to need experts, you're going to need to buddy up with other people, collaborate, and get the help that you need to move through the work to get to the point of launch. Right? So yeah, the new member orientation call is an excellent call to jump on, and there'll probably be 1 or 2 success stories on there as well. You'll see that people that come into this training, they're not just becoming affiliates for this program, they're launching their own businesses, all right? And all manner of businesses. You can monetize what you already know or are good at or are passionate about. Okay. So, and then the vision call, this is an opportunity to speak with a real life human who's part of the company. And the idea here is that you get clear on where you want to be in a year or 3 or 5 from now. This is your vision for your future. What kind of life do you want to set, or lifestyle do you want to set yourself up with? Do you want to retire your partner? Do you want to move to a different country? Do you want to do something meaningful or impactful? Okay, because you have this kind of freedom with this skill. And then, yeah, down here, there's a Facebook group, so you can connect, ask questions, do all that stuff that you do on social media. I don't know, to be honest, I'm not a social media person myself, but I know some people are. You've got a couple of real deep dive courses here into affiliate marketing and e-commerce, which are probably the 2 most popular routes that people take through the training. They're either going to sell something on Amazon or eBay or Etsy or or WooCommerce, their own online storefront. Okay, they're going to be buying and selling things, or selling real products as an affiliate. And affiliate marketing is a real popular one because it's a lot easier to start an affiliate business than it is probably any other type of business. Okay, and then this is a personal development program, which is going to, if you get into this, if you embrace this and do the work, this is going to help you develop new habits, and your new habits are going to help you develop a new identity. And this is all about the entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, and real actualizing your potentials as a human. That's what this is. This is majorly life-changing stuff here. But yeah, that's what you're into now. So consume that, all right. And if you feel the excitement like I did, I started having sleepless nights with all this, because I just saw the nature of and the magnitude of the opportunity. This enormous landscape of opportunity opens up, okay, when you realize that you don't need to go to work anymore, because you can put systems to work for you, and you can scale the systems because you're tapping into a global marketplace. That's why this is so powerful. I don't know whether you've seen Melissa. I mean, you know, she's been here less than a year, and she earned more than $45,000 last month. That is the power of this. I mean, look, Mike Jakes and myself, we know Dan Holloway, who made one advert that grossed more than 1.4 million US dollars. Now, I'm not making you any promises or income claims or whatever. These are special people, okay? But this is what's possible because you're not doing the work. The systems are doing the work, and you can scale the systems, okay? So let's get into LaunchPad and show you how this works. So your Modern Wealthy program is a cut down version of this training program, all right, which is a step-by-step process that you will be walked through to actually do the work, to build out the systems online, the automation online that's going to do your work for you. All right, that's what LaunchPad is. And the way that this works, we'll just go over this briefly. If any questions come up, just get them in chat, right? Get them out of your head, get them into chat. So the way this works is you obviously you're familiar with Stuart's. Is he going to play? There he is. So Stuart's going to deliver the lessons. There are 60 lessons, 10 in each module, 6 modules. And then underneath, let's just clear this out just for a moment. What you're going to do, as you work through the modules, right, you'll find you've got action steps and reference links. Okay. So, and up here, we've got a little drop-down menu. There's nothing in there at the moment. You have no upcoming tasks. So what we're going to do, we're just going to click on a couple of these buttons, and we're going to populate this checklist. All right. And as you work through the lessons, you're going to put all of your jobs in one place, like a pilot's pre-takeoff checklist. So you cannot get, you don't have to think too much, right? You know, you've got this checklist. This is the work that you have to do. And when the work's been done, you're ready to launch your business. Your business is all prepared and online. It's all been thought through, and all the systems are in place, and it's ready to go. Okay, that's how this works. There are going to be study guides and various groups and live calls that are going to be suggested as you start moving through the program. In order to unlock these lessons, you're going to have to click on these 2 buttons up here, completed and next. This will not only unlock the next lesson in sequence, so you can't jump about all over the place, but it also informs the company where you are in the journey. And there'll be moments where there'll be a live call that's on the training calendar. Let's just have a very quick look at the training calendar. So you'll see every day of the week there are calls on the training calendar, but none of these are of any interest to you right now, okay? With the exception of the new member orientation call on a Tuesday, this call here. Okay, that's the only call you need to get on. All right. But when you come into LaunchPad and start doing the work, you might find that you get into the website building module, right? And you need a little bit of help. I know I did. And you've got this call that comes up, website and funnel setup, and you've got experts that you can jump on a Zoom call, you can share your screen, you can ask questions, you can get stuff fixed and sorted, right? And you'll keep moving forward. And the company will inform you. Let's go back to LaunchPad. Yeah, the company will inform you when the time is right as you go through the program, which calls to get on, what's going to be appropriate, so forth. Right. So you've got the step-by-step nature of the training. You've got the workbooks and the instructions and the checklist. Okay. And you're going to methodically make your way through these lessons. And as you get deeper and deeper into the modules, you're going to be doing more and more work. So it's going to start off nice and gently. And then you're going to start building out the systems. And when we get into module 2, I think this is really important. When we get into module 2, there's going to be a little bit of self-discovery. All right. Stuart's going to give you some tools and exercises and a workbook and so forth. And the idea is we want to know what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, what you're good at, what you're not good at. Okay. What lights you up? What are you enthusiastic about? How do you get your kicks? What do you know? What are you skillful at? Because the idea is that you will establish a little business that is actually an extension of you. All right, it's going to line up with your value system, with what's important to you. If you don't want to do cold calling or selling or meet people online or do any of that sort of stuff, you don't have to. There are e-commerce businesses where you can just, tap away in the background and get your stuff for sale online on Amazon. All right, you never need to talk to anybody ever. If you don't want to be on video, you don't have to be. There are text ads that we can run on page 1 of Google search. You can run text ads with photographs on Facebook. There are ways and means of tailoring a business so that it kind of lines up with who you are. All right. And then we get deeper and deeper. And then when we get to module 6, now it's all about, well, how are we going to put the offer in front of the audience? Okay. So there are various ways of doing this. We've got all the social media platforms, we've got the search engines. And you'll pick a strategy that is right for you. Okay, you don't have to be on video, you don't have to be an influencer. None of that is necessary. We've got people these days writing articles and blogs and reviews and running text ads and banner ads, without ever appearing on the internet. Okay. There's a little chat bubble down here. Look, this is support. So any questions relating to your membership or the training program you've got, that they work office hours, but they always get back very promptly. And I think that's a very quick overview of the dashboard. I'm going to hand over to Mitch, I think, next, and he's going to maybe show you a little bit more. If any questions are coming up, please tap them into chat. Thank you.
Can you see my screen there?
Yeah, certainly can.
And you can hear me. All that's the technical stuff. I'm not very technical minded. So John took us through the learning program. And as you can see, I'm now going back, having done YouTube. I'm starting to learn how to do Facebook ads. So I'm starting to have some success there. But the main thing that I found is there's this little section called Learning Paths. And the first time I started, you see the whole dashboard, everything's new. So you get on with it. And somebody sent me back here, and it just looks like a lot of copy. But I found this very useful because this might be your path through the course if you're super smart and you're getting everything done. But if, like me, you needed help in something, what the guys have done is they've tied up with LinkedIn Learning. So there's so much additional material that you can go to. And what somebody has done is go through all the LinkedIn training and picked out 5 or 6 or 10 of the best courses that they offer. So if you're not sure what you might do digitally to earn money, you can go to this section called Money Making Ideas. And when you jump in there, as I say, they've singled out some of the best stuff that's available on LinkedIn Learning. 32 ways to make money, 43 ideas for starting a new business. And you can just watch those. I found this because I decided to start with YouTube marketing. And somebody sent me to this. And I found it fantastic because Stuart tells you the principles, but here were videos that went through the detail. I'm going to just try and play a bit of this one. I hope it hasn't changed too much since I did it. And it just starts off. Oh, there he goes. And it just starts at the beginning about the guy who's going to teach you how YouTube channels work, understanding Google IDs, creating your YouTube channel, and they go through in every little detail. Nice little 3-minute video, you go and do the work. On to the next 3-minute video, go and do the work. On to the next 4-minute video, go and do the work. And as you progress, you're going to get to the end of this training and you've got a working YouTube channel. Just if you do the steps, that's what you will get. that is how I've done that one. I've done the Google marketing. I'm now on Facebook marketing to try and get that right. So it's just something else that is in there that you get with the training. I found it dead useful.
Yeah, I just
Right.
want to add something there as well, though, because one of the issues that I had when I started was I'm not a very good learner. I don't have any exams. I was terrible at school. Did very well because I found sales and found a career that you could do really well when you're thick. So I excelled. But when it came back to like, oh my God, I got to start learning again. I'm in the classroom again, and I've got to absorb all this information and take it in and understand it. It was just turning me off completely. So there are also resources here. I was lucky. I had quite a bit of time. I had a reasonable amount of money left over from my job. I was unemployed though. So I had another time pressure was I had to get this thing working and prove that I could do it and make money online before the wife kicked the door down and said, "Oh, get a job," because she was already saying that. Why aren't you out interviewing? Why haven't you updated your CV? Why? And I was like, I'm doing this online thing. She, don't be so bloody stupid. Get out and get a job. And it's like, no, I'm going to make this work. So I had massive pressure to get this done fast. And luckily for me, there's even more now, but luckily for me, there was resources in here, not to help build the website, which there are now. And oh God, I wish they were around then because I'm really bad with technology, but resources that enable me to cram the marketing stuff and get which I believe is the hardest part, and get the marketing lessons and the marketing technical stuff done for me without my involvement. So I took a shortcut. I had to pay for that shortcut, but I took a shortcut. But now the community's developed even more over the last 5 years. And now, I mean, there are resources where they'll just do all the technical stuff for you. The website building, the whole lot, branding. So you really are spoiled. If you hit a barrier, whatever it is, whether it's technology, whether it's marketing, whether it's something else, there are resources here that will enable you to overcome that barrier very, very quickly if you have the resources, you know, or the desire to get that done. So you really are spoiled now. Sorry, I just wanted to say that because I feel a bit of a cheat because I cut corners.
Yeah, that's perfectly all right, isn't it? I mean, Tim Ferriss writes about that in his, in the 4-hour work week. You know, we can either improve our own capabilities, and we can go through that learning curve and try and take on, new learning and new skills and so on and so forth. Or sometimes we might just want to outsource it and give it to somebody who's better qualified than us. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So if there are hurdles or obstacles that come in the way, that's the technical stuff, then yeah, get someone to do it for you. Because a lot of that stuff only has to be done once. Once you've got the infrastructure, the architecture in place, then it's not that complicated. Then it's just a case of we're just placing offers in front of a particular audience. It would be wonderful to have the time on this call to show you the tools that Google give us to identify motivated, individuals. It's very easy these days with everything that Google know about us to actually place any offer in front of exactly the right person. It's kind of laser targeting. But anyway, look, I think there's a few questions have come up. Right. Is it time to maybe address one or two of those?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who's been looking?
One, I think the first one I can see, probably it's best for you to answer this one, John. It's from Sally. She wants to create a rewarding lifestyle, better income, traveling, which is why I think it's this is your question, John.
Yeah, I love
yeah, she wants
travel.
to spend more time in Canada. She wants to travel and spend more time in Canada. So over to the traveler, John.
Yeah, well, the toolkit these days, I used to have a huge woodworking, like furniture making workshop with all these great big machine tools and power tools and hand tools and workbenches and spray equipment and the stuff that was in there. And I couldn't move. I was tied. That's where I earned my money. I couldn't go anywhere. I just took it for granted that this is where I live and work and, carry on. But after about a year of starting the studies, and it took about 5 months to launch the business, but about a year after starting the studies, I was at the point where I could trust the income with my little affiliate business. And I just had this thought, I'm free. I'm free. And I think it's, I think we can understand the concept of freedom intellectually, right? We all understand the idea of freedom, but you've got no idea until you experience it. It's just the most incredible thing. Because now my toolkit is a phone and a laptop, and it doesn't matter where I am. And I've spent time with Mitch, and I've been out to Montenegro, I've been back to the UK, and I was with Mike a couple of weeks ago, and it all just runs in the background. And I want to show you this. Look. Let me just share my screen again. I've just pulled up my email, and I want to show you what an affiliate business looks like. Every single one of these Launch You emails is a commission. You've made a sale, you've made a sale, you've made a recurring sale. And this is what happens every day. These just come into my email. And that's how I earn an income these days. So if you want to have the income and the freedom so that you can travel and spend time in Canada or wherever you want to spend time, then I think the skill of internet marketing, the ability to be able to match offers with motivated buyers online, is just the perfect solution. All right. And it can be noble work that you're proud of. I don't think any of us feel like we're high pressure selling or manipulating or doing anything unethical. All right. We're solving problems. We're providing solutions. We're easing pain. We're putting value out into the world. Okay. And we're helping others improve their circumstances. But they've obviously got to help themselves by improving their knowledge and skills. Okay. So yeah, lovely message, Sally. And it is possible, but you're just going to have to go back to school. You need new knowledge and skills. And, if you're prepared to commit to doing the study and the work to build out a little business, there is absolutely no reason why you can't enjoy that kind of lifestyle. Are you on the call? Do you want to unmute and come out? Where are you? I can't see you.
I can.
Yeah, Sally, I'll see you. Yeah, do you want to unmute, Sally? The bottom left-hand corner of the Zoom window, there's an unmute button. You just tap on that. That's it. Hiya.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello. Yeah.
Is that
I know I've got to educate myself.
Yes. Yeah. Has that addressed your comment there that you put in the chat? I want to make sure that
it has. Yes. I mean, I know what I've got to do, John. I know I've got to start this.
Yes.
I'm absolutely certain. And hearing you all, it's very encouraging. So I have to address myself. I have to talk to myself.
Yeah, there's
conversation.
Yeah, there's so much going on inside our heads, isn't there? I think we've all got an inner critic. We're all brilliant at procrastinating. I think I got to the point where I was 62 when I started this, and I was at a point in my life where I'd kind of backpedaled and cruised for so long that I thought I was having a lovely life. All right. But what happened was when COVID came along and there was all this time and space, I had this, I'm going to get emotional. I had this dissatisfaction with my lot bubble up to the surface. I mean, pre-COVID, I'm distracted the whole time. I'm working, I've got deadlines. The day to day, I've got pieces of furniture to make and deliver, right? And there's no time. Right. But what I realised was I hadn't been, what I realised was I was going to get to the end of my life and look back, and I was not going to be able to say I gave it my best shot. And I think that's how I managed to overcome the procrastination. I thought about the consequences of the alternative to doing this, which was doing nothing or carrying on as I was. And I could see the future unfolding. and me having to penny pinch through retirement and not enjoy the kind of life that I really felt I deserve after a lifetime's hard work. I think there's a lot of reasons why I got to that point and I wasn't financially prepared. I don't think we'd talked about money. Right? And I think I only discovered Robert Kiyosaki as a consequence of meeting Stuart. So I sort of feel, my financial intelligence has been improved perhaps a few points, because of this community and the training and the nature of the work that we do. But think about if you're having a hard time getting motivated and actually taking action, think about what will be the consequences of just carrying on as you are. Just live with that. Just live with that for a little while, and
It's quite a strong point.
Yeah,
isn't it?
There's another question here. There's another statement here, because you asked people to put in the box. What are they looking for? Yeah. And there's someone called K here, just the letter K. So I'm not sure it's a man or woman. Hi, I'm a nurse. I'm working all the hours, often having to beg for time off. I know that feeling. And I want to be able to have control of my time and visit my aging mum. Well, I think maybe I'm gonna address this one quickly, because that was my main driver for getting out of an incredibly well-paid job in the software industry. I got myself fired, but getting out of the industry, not going back, was time. All of my time was work, and I'd lost everything because I ploughed all of my time in to work, and I needed to break away from that time for money trap that I was in. And fast forward to 2019, when I first started this, within 6 months-ish, I'd replaced my six-figure salary, my basic. Within a year, I'd replaced my six-figure salary and my commission. So I was on multiple six figures here with my first business, just being an affiliate for this. And then I started building other online income streams. But after I got over I'm earning a lot of money now and I've replaced my income, and a typical salesman, money, still chasing the money, still hadn't learned. But it was easier now because I wasn't commuting, I wasn't going to a job, but I was still chasing money. It suddenly dawned on me that, that I was getting more satisfaction at helping other people in this community, not just my students, but anybody. And it just dawned on me. It's like, wow, this is what I'm meant to do. Help people. I'm getting, I feel this is my worth, not just the money. And the biggest, people ask me, Will, what's the biggest achievement you made? It's not the numbers. I've earned hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not the numbers. It's, I get up really early in the morning, about 10 o'clock. No, I'm joking, but it's quite late. I take the dog for a walk, often with my wife, who works in the NHS still. And I catch myself constantly asking her, what day is it today? And she turns around and she reprimands me and tells me I'm an idiot and it's Tuesday and whatever. And I love it. I love the fact that I don't know what day of the week it is. Most days I don't, because I don't care. I used to dread Monday. I used to fight to survive until Friday. And then my weekend was ruined because Monday was coming and I was worried about Monday. So it's this emotional roller coaster, week in, week out. And even my holidays were ruined because I knew I'd come back to a mountain of work and I couldn't get off the phone because the boss is always saying, what's happening with this deal? What's happening? So I was still working on holiday. And now I don't. Now my time is my time. I decide when I work. I decide what I'm worth. I decide how much I get paid. And I decide what day of the week it is, because every day's a Sunday. So hopefully that answers your question. If you're looking for time, you're in the right place. If you put the effort in, absolutely. Mitch.
Yeah. Wrong course to do this, because he's got more resilience on the internet than I've ever seen, because he's had to log in about 11 times so far tonight. And there he is. He's committed. And there he is.
That this time thing, actually, I found it was actually, it can cause a little bit of problems when you've got too much time. So I think we're so, like used to, if we've worked for a lifetime and we've had to work the 9 to 5 or maybe even longer, then you kind of programmed if you like. And what I found was when all of a sudden, when my time was freed up, because the business was just running in the background and I could obsess about it a lot less and take my hands off and just let it do its thing, all of a sudden, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my time. I'd sort of lost touch with myself. I didn't know what brought me joy. You know, I'd never had the chance to sort of explore a lot of activities and aspects of myself and so forth. So I had to be really, really intentional. And that was the point at which I said, you know, I'm gonna move to a sunnier country, and I'm gonna join a gym and change the shape of my body. And I'm gonna swim in the Mediterranean, I'm gonna cycle, I'm gonna snorkel, I'm gonna walk in the mountains. And I'm gonna do all these things because I've got to occupy the hours. You know, you can't just do nothing with your time. That would be a waste. That would be a tragic waste. So can you ever imagine what it's like to have that kind of time and freedom? It's the most wonderful thing. You know, and there are some people that do really good works with it. There are people that, you know, they've signed up with the voluntary services overseas and go and do good works in deprived, you know, countries. They help, they do humanitarian work. You can do whatever it is you want to do. If you want to be a good grandparent and spoil your grandchildren and spend time with them or travel or whatever. I mean, Mike's thing, I think, is cruises. I think he loves a cruise. He loves to get on a cruise ship.
What John means is getting on ships, not
Yeah.
cruising.
Yeah.
That's a different sport.
Yeah.
Let's narrow that one down. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I do. I love traveling. I really do love traveling. But you know, the other thing is, you know, yeah, you can go and do these things. You obviously need to occupy your time, but I find this marketing thing really exciting. There's always tons of stuff you can do. You can always go back and improve your website, your landing pages, your tracking. Yeah, there's thousands of things you can do if you want to do, or you can do nothing. But the other thing for me is just giving back. You know, I know John, myself, and Mitch. We've all been asked by Stuart and Justin and the leadership team here, because we've had quite a bit of success. It's like, give back to the others. You know, we don't get paid for it, but it just says, right, you know, what is it you're good at doing, what really drives you, what you're passionate about within your marketing business. Share that with the community. Get on a call, 1 hour, 2 hours, and give back for free, and we do. And it's really rewarding. And I found that you know that's how I make use of my time. But then I also go out flying my drone. I've got an electric car. I've got lots of toys. So I fill my time up.
What do you say, Mitch?
I say, Katrina, do you want to chat? Do you want to chat to the group? We had a chat earlier in the week. But I see a long question here, and I know a little bit about Katrina.
Well, it's more, I guess, more than a statement. And as I said, you know, we're lucky enough that our current business has brought us to Spain. We're living in Spain for 2 years now, but that's dying down very quickly. And again, it's not something that's meaningful, and it's really about time to start, as you said, even giving, you know, something back or helping others. Like, I'm really looking to finally do work that's important. You know, we've been fairly successful with what we did, but it's just, you know, work for work is not really worth it so much. Plus, we've got two little kids now that we have to help them find better opportunities as well, because in this day and age, they really need a different kind of education. So
yes, that's such an important point, because when we were at school, we were told that the holy grail is to do high school, university, get a job, knuckle down, and it kind of stopped there. That was the mission. And so we did all that. And then the other thing that happened to us is, when I was about 45, 50, along came this interweb malarkey. And I just tried to duck that, because I thought I'll retire before I have to learn how to do any of that stuff. And those two things really mitigated against us. But I've managed to turn them around now. The fact that we're older people, not you particularly, but me and John and Mike especially, is we've got lots of experience. And that's what you put online. And I don't know if I said this to you on the call, but if you go onto YouTube and you type in, you know, just your normal YouTube page, anybody under 35, this is a sweeping statement and somebody will shout me down, but they're all doing these clever dances and things, or pouring water on someone's head, or making a Coke bottle explode, the meaningful stuff, because they've got no experience, no real experience. Now, if you type in, you need to take the asbestos out of your ceiling, the videos you're going to get are from older people. They've been carpenters. They've taken asbestos out of ceilings. They know what to do. And what these people have done is learned to put that experience online. And now they start to earn an income from it. And that, for me, is what amazing. I used to always think, okay, I'll start this thing and see what I can do, but I'm 60 years old now. I'll put in a couple of years. But I've got to the point now where I realize that it's the older people who actually know what to say. We've just got to learn how to do it. And when you learn how to do it, you find out that, like any other industry, this thing is littered with what I call TLAs, 3-letter acronyms. Why call a front door when you can call it an FB and confuse half the people in the population? And the internet world is full of that stuff. And it's much more straightforward than you think. You get into it and you start to learn it, and then away you go. I'm just excited to see what you're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know yet, but I definitely like to work in the field of younger people because they for sure need help nowadays with the kids and so much stuff going on. And I think they almost need more help than all of us at this moment, so.
It's a funny world to come into now.
It's really nice to be in a call like this. Thank you so much for your stories. It's exciting to hear that, it's just about putting the work, putting the efforts, and everything's going to work. So thank you.
The system is the system is proven time and time again. We know the system works. We know the blueprint works. We know internet marketing works. And how badly do you want it?
Yeah, exactly. I think my problem is that, we're not doing as badly because our business right now, we actually, we moved from Canada to Spain because it was too cold and it became too difficult. It's
first world problems, eh?
Everybody wants different things. The grass is greener where we're not, right? So,
where in Spain are you? Are you near to John? Where are you, John?
Costa Blanca, south of Valencia.
Okay. We're in Estepona, so about an hour from.
I've got a villa in Estepona.
A lot of people here, but it's a heaven for people with little kids, and I love it. I mean, it's and that's my problem is that we're doing pretty well. I just have to push myself to get started on this new thing.
It's a good niche coming, because we've got a guy who is in South Africa, and he was a head teacher in South Africa. And he was coming up to retirement, and he realized that his head teacher salary as a retiree in South Africa wasn't going to cut the mustard. And what he had identified in the last 6-10 years of being a head teacher was a gap between parents and teenagers. And he's been working with the kids, working with his kids, working with parents. So he's taking all that stuff and making not a course online, but making a system where parents can join and the kids can join separately. And he gives them exercises and tasks to do. And I don't know a lot about the detail. I don't have kids. But his objective is to bring them together. He says that's the first thing. If you can get them to chattering to each other like grown-ups, then they're on their way. And so it's interesting that he's starting that and doing it online. The main reason he's going to go online is so that he can sell his courses outside South Africa.
And then we've got Shona in the community as well. If you get engaged with the Facebook community, she's quite active. Shona's also either an existing teacher or an ex-teacher, and she deals with dyslexic kids. So her passion is to try and basically make parents and teachers understand what dyslexia is all about. Spot it very early and give them the tools and the systems to deal with it and help these children flourish and excel, rather than being as I was, put down in the class and basically being accused as a dunce.
Was she in Spain as well, like, or no? I think I read
think
her
she is. I think she is in Spain. Yes.
in Barcelona or somewhere there. No, I think
Yeah,
I read.
she's from Ireland, but I think she definitely lives in Spain now. Yeah.
I was reading her. Yeah, I was
What
reading
is
her.
what is it? What is it about Spain? Why are all you people going to Spain?
Well, we're on the Mediterranean and you're on the Atlantic in Portugal.
Okay.
It's a different, it's a different, and it's a different language.
And Estepona is gorgeous. Yeah.
I mean, we moved here because of the kids. I mean, right now in Toronto, it's very difficult to provide any kind of extracurricular activities for children, and here it's just possible to do it. And it's really, you know, at this point of our lives, it's our kids. So we just, you know.
So I'm just being awfully friendly, and hopefully one of these days one of you will invite me for a visit. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you have better
Oh.
custard. You have better custard pies and sardines in Portugal, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you?
And Mitch lives in a very big castle in Portugal, so it's very hard to get him out of the castle. So, yeah.
I wish.
Mm.
Okay. Speaking of living in Portugal and guest houses, I've got to go and make dinner for our guests. That is my lot during the summer months. I'm the little chef, and that'll carry on for another couple of years. So I must go in a few minutes to go and cook dinner. So if anyone's got any more questions, the reason I'm making such an announcement is because if I turn this off, you're all gone.
Yeah. Can I just address Richard? So Richard Hopkins, he's put a couple of comments. He just said, I'm a maintenance engineer looking at not being able to retire and need to rebuild life so that can happen. What I would say, Richard, is that I think, you know, Mike and myself and Mitch, I think we all launched business within probably 4 or 5 months, if not less. Okay. And this was coming through the system a few years ago, and everything's been kind of improved and streamlined. And now the company talk about launching between 8 to 12 weeks. All right. So they've got the systems in place. There's mentorship, there's coaching programs, there's done for you tech. You know, you can work with experts and professionals to give you a fast track, if you like. So I don't think there are too many faster ways. You know, there aren't that many skills that you can learn quite so swiftly and deploy to actually start earning money, you know, in double quick time. And but it's going to require you to commit to do the work, you know, to invest in yourself time wise, and you know, there's a membership fee obviously to pay. But yeah, you can turn your life around. I've done it. And I mean, part of the reason why I moved to another country was it's for me, yes, but it's also to inspire you guys, and it was to show my sister that you can change your life in your 60s if you really want to. You're prepared to do the work.
I'm going to condense this and answer this very quickly. There's a guy called Nick, but it looks like he's from South Africa, Mitch, and he's talking about the difference, the exchange rate between the rand and the dollar. We know it's extreme, something like 20 to 1. Yes, it's really expensive to get started and build a business and invest in your online education because of the exchange rate. But flip the coin over the other side. When you start earning dollars at the sort of levels that we earn dollars at, you will be living like a millionaire. Even if you have a very mild success online, your money will go so much further. So yeah, I agree. It's painful to start and invest heavily, but the rewards will be, you know, if you stick at it and you refuse to quit and you make sure you succeed before you stop, then yeah, the rewards can be tremendous. So keep at it. Yeah. Look at the other side of the coin. I think that's it. I think we're done.
Very good. What do you say, Mitch?
I say thank you to everybody who jumped on. And thank you to you two for being such eloquent older statesmen.
So thanks for coming, everybody. Thank you for your time. It's goodbye from me.
Yeah, there'll be a recording coming out in the next 24 hours or so. See you next month, maybe.
Yeah. Richard, watch your inbox for the recording. You'll get everything there. Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye,
and
everyone.
girls.
Stay safe.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.